Well, everybody, it's Lawrence KL7L up here in Alaska. You know, I get really annoyed about interference from these newfangled switch mode power supplies, digital communications equipment that isn't screened or filtered properly. Here's an example that may be of interest to some of you. And again, this is my individual view, and don't take this as gospel, but this is what we do here, and your normal liability. Anyway, we're listening on the 475 kilohertz handband on this PL600 radio, and it's on AM, and you can hear lots of interference, and the interference gets louder when you put it next to this water tank. And it has, yeah. And it's bonded okay to earth electrically, but I've been trying to figure it out for a little while. I thought it was coming up the AC mains, which we'll look at in a second, and but we've come to figure out that actually is caused by an RF loop from our cable equipment. And I'll just I'll leave this up. You can get the air to sort of the noise level. Anyway, if you come outside here, excuse the mess, workshop, what we've discovered is my cable company imports its signals through these coaxial cable and into my system, and I've got various chokes here to try to stop the noise going up, common mode noise coming up or down the coax. I've got a whole house AC two-phase noise filter system in that box. They each rated at 200 amps. Nothing's perfect, of course, and the reason is that they're using 50 or 60 hertz signaling. I actually pulse the 60 hertz from this little box here to send the status of what we're using on the power. Anyway, go back to the cable system, and the noise that you just heard is actually caused by them bonding their coax to this AC cow connection, which is connected back through to the mains isolation earth and de facto out there to my earth system. There's some interaction between the two, so there's some coupling between the mains safety earth system, or the AC 110 to 20 volts safety systems here, and it gets back from their modem, which is located in my office space. And what's happening is the noise is coming back up here from the modem or modems, and so some also AC switch mode power supplies connected to it. Should be just going straight out, but they've electrically safety bonded, which is fine, rather tattily. As you can see, they really did a really pretty bad job here, and they connected to my system. They bonded it, so there's a loop, an RF loop, a radio frequency loop, from the interference from the equipment inside the house back out through this system, back through here, back through the equipment, and it actually radiates quite a lot. So you heard that noise before. I've just disconnected it here. It's pretty worthless anyway, but if you come back into the garage, and the noise has disappeared. So this took me about 2 weeks to figure out. So sometimes look for the least obvious paths. Don't break your safety regulations as far as AC bonding is concerned. But and in fact they earth their coax actually at their box out there anyway. They've got an earth rod. But if you isolate their system from our earth or our earths here, in my case, it stopped the noise being superimposed upon the earth. And And the reason why it is so noisy on next to the water tank, even though the water tank is bonded sort of DC wise, it acts as a very large capacitor. If you imagine, this is one side of it, the ferrite is on the other side, and so this has really a large surface area or capacitance to radiate against the radio, and there's actually quite a lot of coupling between them two. So out of all the devices I've got in my house, the water tank produces the most localized noise level on 475. Now in reality, in the far field, I don't really know what it does, but near field, that's what happened. So anyway, so just think sometimes about what you've got in your house. You've got your normal switch mode power supplies, which you can choke off, those cheap horrible plug-in ones with no filtering. I tend to use the Apple little round block white ones, or the bigger ones. They seem to have very good screening for those supplies. But just think or look at, if you have got a noise problem at HF, or in this case MF, just think about what may be attached to your earth system here, or on your system coming in, especially if you're using cable or you're using DSL or something like that. We used to have DSL here, but it was just awful noise wise, so we got rid of that. Anyway, so we have eliminated our noise level. De facto, I'm not too sure exactly what it will do to the antennas in the field, but as you could hear, it's actually quite strong locally in the garage, and I have a funny feeling that it's probably reduced my far field or my noise level on my receivers here just a tiny bit. And as you know, every dB helps. So 73s, and we'll see you again soon. KL7L.